Wipe your paws. Wipe your paws. Good girl. That's a good girl. Wipe your paws. Good girl. Wipe your paws. Wipe your paws. This one right here. Good girl. Wipe your paws. Good girl.
Everybody, this is Abby, and today I'm here with Peanut, and we're going to show you today how to get your dog to wipe all 4 of its paws. And this video is probably going to be a relief to some of you because nobody shows you how to get your dog to wipe all 4 of its paws. And this is probably not the best first trick to train your dog because it's a little bit more of an advanced one, and if your dog doesn't know what you're doing, it could get confused. There are 2 things you're going to want your dog to know before you start on this trick, and that is, one is to get to wipe its front paws, and everybody will show you how to do that. So in the end, you want to be able to tap the foot, and it should wipe. And Peanut, of course, is not going to do it because she's on camera, but good girl. And I'll attach a link on how to get your dog to do that. There's lots of people that will show you how to do that. Of course, you do it when I don't tell you to. And for Peanut, what they usually have you do is just stick a treat under a mat. They'll go for it, and then you reward them. And you're probably going to want to have it so that you can touch a foot and they'll wipe it. So I'm not going to go into much detail about that though because everybody shows you how to do that. And I'll get more into the juicy stuff of their back feet. Why it's so hard for them to use their back feet is because they really don't know they have them. I mean, they do, but they don't use them ever. They use their front feet to dig. And their back feet is just kind of an afterthought. They're like, oh yeah, they're back there somewhere. So to help them realize they have back feet for this trick, you're going to want to have your dog learn some back feet awareness. And there's also videos on how to do this, but you're just going to have your dog, in the end, be able to stand on a pile of books. And this will also help later when training them to use their back feet to wipe them. Just go around the book, their front end staying in one place and their back feet going in another. And this is actually really hard to train your dog if they don't know it so far. And that's all for right now. Oh, before we get started, I would just do this with one dog at a time. I wouldn't have another dog around as you do this because this is kind of a territorial gesture. You know, you see your dog wipe your paws after they use the bathroom. And that can make some more territorial dogs excited. So it's best to just have one dog around as you do this. Okay, so there's 3 different ways you can train your dog that I know of, and there's probably more. But 3 ways that I know of to train your dog to wipe its back feet. One of them is by capturing it. In other words, when your dog uses the bathroom and then starts wiping its feet afterwards to spread its scent, you can say good and give them a treat then. And that's the method I'm going to show you next. But some of you guys have already probably tried that and it's not going anywhere. So I'm going to show you another way, and that's by luring your dog to do it. And then the third method, which worked for Peanut, was a mixture of the both. In other words, she thought I was rewarding her for spreading her scent, not necessarily for wiping her paws. And so I had to kind of use a combination of the both. And if you do it by capturing it, when they use the bathroom, wipe their paws, and you say good and give them a treat, just be prepared that your dog will start wiping its paws all the time after it uses the bathroom. Peanut used to just wipe her paws after going number 2, and now anytime she uses the bathroom, it's wipe your paws like crazy. So that's the only thing if you do it by capturing. Wipe your paws. Good girl. Wipe your paws. Good girl. Wipe your paws. Good girl. Good girl. Wipe your paws. Good girl. Hey, eat it. Woo woo. Wipe your paws. Good girl.
Wipe your paws. Wipe your paws. Good girl. Good girl. Come here. Wipe your paws. Wipe your paws. Good girl. Okay, come here. Come on. Wipe your paws. Come here, Peanut. Come here. Wipe your paws. Wipe your paws. Wipe your paws. Good girl. That's a good girl. Wipe your
For this next part, we're going to learn how to get your dog to wipe its back paws by luring. So to do this, you're going to want to set up kind of like this. Under here, I just have books and a ramp going down. And then it's going to be covered up by a towel, which is going to simulate like a rug. And it's going to keep the books from shifting around and the dog from slipping all over the place. So if you have a bigger dog, you're going to have to get creative. Probably with like a board or something like that. So how this is going to work is you're going to have your dog, and it already knows how to go around like so. So you're going to have your dog stand with its front feet up here, and that's going to keep its front feet from moving, only its back feet will be moving. And you're going to have 1 foot on, 1 foot off, or in the beginning your dog might have both feet on if that's too confusing. And you're going to have your treat hand right here, and you're going to lure your dog to take 1 step forward with this foot, and then you're going to push it back, and its foot's going to slide down the ramp. And you're going to say good and reward it, or whatever your reward word is. Yes, okay, good. And you're going to have, when you do this, you're going to tap your dog's foot before it slides down. And your dog is eventually going to learn that the tap means slide your foot like that. And once your dog has that good, like solid, where you can just tap any foot that you want and it will wipe it, then you can start decreasing the height of these books. And eventually these books will be on the ground, and eventually there will be no books. Okay, so step 1, you're going to maybe familiarize your dog with going around this knee contraption. And Peanut kind of already knows what we're doing, so she's, I got this. And so then, you might want to start with your dog with both feet on, but if you can, try to have 1 foot on, 1 foot off. And then you're going to tap. Peanut already knows how to do this, so it's going to eventually look like that. And she's better with 1 foot than the other, so if your dog has the same problem, you're going to want to exercise the foot and, that they're not so great with. So you're going to tap, and if they don't do it, then you're going to put their foot pull forward, and then you're going to push back, and they'll slide their foot down. And I'll do that a couple more times just to show you guys. Pull their nose forward with the treat, and then push it back. And she's super excited, but when she comes down, she can do this really good like that. And then you want to do the other foot. You're going to want to do both feet equal, because it's not really something to brag about if your dog can wipe 1 back foot, not the other. 1 back foot will still be wet. And I'll do that 2 more times. Good job. And eventually, when it's all said and done, like Peanut, you can just go like that, and she'll wipe her back foot. And I'll do that on the camera side so you guys can see. Okay. Good girl. Now I've lowered the book height a little bit, and you're going to want to do this very slowly, because you're going to want to make sure your dog knows it's solid every step. Don't get excited and be like in 1 day decrease a whole book. It's going to take a long time, but it's going to be worth it. So now I have her at the next, and she already kind of knows what it means. So if she taps and doesn't do that, you're either going to want to go back to having to tell her book, or see if she'll eventually learn it. Good girl. So she still understands, but if your dog is getting terribly confused, you're going to go back to 1 book higher. And don't be disappointed, because dogs who have a hard time learning in the beginning usually keep it for longer and know it better. So just like kids. Lower. Good girl. Good. I'm going to do the other foot. Good girl. You can see that the ramp is basically level, but not quite. Good girl. And if you have the situation in which your dog's not putting its foot forward enough, you're just going to draw it forward with this hand and then push it back. And you might want to practice this in a couple different locations, or else your dog might just do it in one spot and then you won't be able to show your friends at their house or anything like that. It will just do it by the front door. And then, this is not the last step, but it makes you excited when they get here. When there's no books. There you go. And if you find your dog backing up, you're just going to draw your hand with the treat forward a little bit. With Peanut, you have the opposite problem where she just wants to go after your hand and attack it. So then when you have your dog able to, whatever back foot you tap, wipe it, and you can do it with your front feet too. You can start putting it all together and not giving them a treat until they do 2 paws, until they do 3 paws, and then eventually 4 paws. And then your dog will learn to wipe all 4 paws before you give it a treat. And then you can start fading out the treat if you want to. For Peanut, it's kind of more of a circus trick, so I still give her a treat, but you guys don't have to eventually. And that's pretty much all right here. For the last way of teaching your dog to wipe its paws, it's a mixture of the two, and I'm not going to show you how to do it. I'm just going to explain it. This is the way that eventually worked for Peanut, and in this way, if you're trying to use method number 1, and maybe your dog's getting stuck in some area and you're just not able to progress on, that's when I would start using both methods. And what I do is I brought the setup outside. And when she started getting stuck, I would go over to the setup. And so she kind of connected that I wasn't asking her to spread her scent, I was asking her to actually wipe her back foot. And that's when the light bulb started going off, and like a couple days later, we were wiping our paws on the mat on the inside of the house. So, and my dad paid me $50 for doing that, so that was the bonus. Because he didn't have to wipe her paws when she came in. And that concludes our video of how to get your dog to wipe all 4 of its paws. If you use any of my methods or ideas, please give credit to me, Abby, at my channel. And if you have any questions, you can post them in the comments below this video, and I will maybe, hopefully, try to answer them. And thank you.